We have just spent a few days at Grand Canyon National Park. Now I'm showing my mom and nephew around Flagstaff, Arizona. But first we need to eat breakfast, and we found a cute place called Toasted Owl. It's within walking distance to the train station, which has a little museum in it and a walking tour guide that we're going to pick up to explore the rest of Flagstaff. The train station is also the visitor center with a gift shop, lots of information, and public bathrooms. The original station was a major stop on the Transcontinental Santa Fe Railroad. The current building was constructed in 1926 and today operates as an Amtrak station. Inside the visitor center are pamphlets for audio self-guided walking tours. We decided to do the Route 66 Walk This Talk tour. The tour takes about an hour, and stop 1 is the train station. There are signs posted along the walking route with the phone number to call to listen to recordings of the historical significance of various locations throughout downtown Flagstaff.
Enter your stop number now, or call us back when you're ready.
We're doing this Walk This Talk tour of Route 66 through Flagstaff.
Stop 1, Visitor Center and Amtrak Station. The Flagstaff Visitor Center shares space with the Amtrak Depot. The depot was a busy hub of the town's life with passenger trains running through several times a day.
We're at stop 2. This is called Grandy Dancer. Grandy Dancers were railroad workers who drove spikes into the wood along the rail. This sculpture was designed by artist Clyde Morgan. We have to cross the tracks to our next stop. Stop number 3 is this mural on the wall. I'm going to cross the street so we can take a big view look of it. This tower across the street was erected in the 1930s to attract business after Route 66 was relocated north of the railroad tracks. This is the Downtowner Motel, and in 1916 a sleeping couple was murdered. No one knows the details. During the Great Depression, many families from the Midwest packed up the farm and headed to Arizona and California seeking work. In his famous novel, The Grapes of Wrath, John Steinbeck coined the term the Mother Road when he referred to Route 66. Coming up on number 4, Coco, Nino Row House and Sierra Vista Motel. So that enclosed is misspelled on purpose. Stop 5, Motel Debut and Travelers Inn, right in front of us.
Travelers could rent a small, cozy room for $2.50 a night and drive right up to their front door and handily unload luggage. Rooms came with private baths and steam heat, and each had a heated single-car garage. With such amenities, the Depot was described as a place that catered to a better class of motorists.
Here's an interesting mural. I am interpreting it as when your dogs pass away, they all go to heaven. Number 6. This is where we ate breakfast this morning. We're walking right by it on our Walk the Talk guiding tour. The 9th stop was Our Lady of Guadalupe Chapel, built in 1926. After we finished our walking tour, we circled back to the visitor center because that is where we parked the Jeep, and we decided to drive about 8 miles east on Route 89 to explore an archaeological site. This is Eldon Pueblo, an ancestral Hopi village that was inhabited from about 1070 AD to 1275 AD. This has been an active archaeological site since 1978. We downloaded the informational brochure and map from the Forest Service website and then walked around the area. It is thought that El Pablo was part of a major trading system from artifacts discovered here, such as shell jewelry from the California coast. So, number 3, this is the community room. This room was built about 1250 AD and could have held the entire population of the Pueblo at its height of occupation. Again, I'm thinking about 200 people. Similar very large rooms have been found at other Sinagua sites and are thought to identify major community centers in the region. Most of the structures are pit house structures consisting of 2 to 3 room units. Over time, the village became a 2-story complex with about 65 rooms. The following day, we left Flagstaff to head back to Phoenix. But first, we stopped west of Sedona at another Sinagua ruins that contained petroglyphs. Getting there required about a 10-mile drive on a fun dirt road. The Palatki ruins, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, are cliff dwellings which were occupied by the Sinagua people around 1150 AD to 1300 AD. However, petroglyphs indicate the site was home to other groups of people, possibly beginning over 3,000 years ago. We signed up for the ranger guided tour of the cliff dwellings through the National Park app. Do you see the first view of the ruins? You don't? It's right in front of you, it's camouflaged. So see
Look
the
at
tree?
the tall tree, just to the left of it, you'll see a very much out of place rectangle. That's a window. That's their picture window.
A little hiking and maneuvering over a rocky trail was required to get up to the dwellings. The dwellings contain 18 rooms which housed 40 to 80 people.
So from the tree ring samples, we know when this was built, and then looking at other tree ring samples from about the time that this area was abandoned, we know that there was a serious drought that may have encouraged them or forced them to move on. Now, one of the reasons that they would choose a spot like this is because with that cliff wall behind, that's a big wall you don't have to build. Yeah. It's already pre-built. The sun will actually come in here around noon and it comes up this far. But that area, the dwelling area, never is in the sun in the summertime. So the one marking that I'm aware of, I'm going to point to it up here, is a light colored circle, and that we believe is like a house number. People of the time would have been aware of and looking for a mark like that on a cliff wall where there would probably be a dwelling.
After touring the dwellings, we hiked over to an area that contained rock art and petroglyphs. Here was another ranger providing information.
You are on the ancestral lands of the Hisatsina, Yavapai, and Apache. Hisatsina, we don't really use Sinawa anymore because it's a Spanish word that means without water, so it's just inaccurate in many ways. The Hisatsinam is the name, the Hopi word for ancestors.
Closely up here, you'll see these scratch marks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, and some of them are almost in a grid pattern. So that is considered archaic. That is old. That is 9,000 BC, right? And then you've got all the people that came after.
This was a fabulous tour, and I recommend taking the time to view the ruins if ever in the Sedona area. This part of Arizona is also known for its vineyards and wineries, so we decided to stop at one on our way back to Phoenix. So we're at the vineyard. We got our plates and our wine samples. I did all of the 4 whites. Anthony did a mixture. You did most reds, right, Mom?
Yes.
Which is It's lovely afternoon, lovely setting on the deck. Our plates, as you can see, we're almost done. What was your favorite? A little bit of everything.
I like two.
My favorite was the Chardonnay, so we're gonna get a bottle of that to go. Today they offered free hay rides around the property, so we jumped on. The tour guide was very amusing and informative, explaining the different grapes, sugar amounts of the different wines in the local area.
We're going to take you around through the vineyard and show you some stuff. We'll stop at the chapel down here. That's a good place for pictures if you want some. And tell you about the chapel and some history and geology stuff. And then we're going to go down to the river and I'll show you the confluence and some different things down there. So we're going to drive around the back of the whole vineyard. This white stone you got over here, this is called limestone. Limestone is really beneficial to people who grow grapes. If you have it, it's wonderful. Now we do. We have it under all our grapes here. So if you had a piece of block of it right here with a bottle of water and you poured it on the top, it just trickle out the bottom because it's very porous. So when we water with our well, with these black tubes, or if it rains, the water goes down extra deep. So the roots chase that water and they go down extra deep, which makes the root system get a hold of more nutrition up into the grape. You get a better product.
After the wine tasting and tour, we really needed to hit the road to make it back to Phoenix before it became dark, but we had one more stop to make on the way. We are stopping to get pie. The pie box is off of I-17, just a little over an hour south of Sedona and about 45 minutes from our house. The pie box is an addition to the Rock Spring Cafe, and the fresh baked pies have been a specialty here for over 90 years. That's it for our adventures today. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, leave comments, and share with friends. Take care!